What's going on, friends? So, this is bittersweet, I guess. I've officially put the deposit down on the replacement for the 4Runner. So this is an honest owner's review since 40-some thousand miles, and we're just over 120 on it currently. So, what major things have we had to do maintenance-wise? Absolutely nothing. We've done all the regular oil changes as it's supposed to. Recently, a little over 100,000 miles or so, we did differential change, the front and rear differential, and then the front and rear differentials, and then the center transfer case. We also had the fluids changed in fairly recently with one of the last couple of changes, or last one of the couple services. So other than that, we've literally done nothing to this thing. I did have an issue come up, but it had nothing to do with the vehicle. I had an issue where we had a slow air leak, and I eventually found out where that slow air leak was coming from, and I fixed the slow air leak. Other than that, we've put new tires on it. Like, when I say that this has been one of the most painless, easiest purchases ever, because it was so painless and our ownership has been so eventless, that it's very difficult to try to get rid of it. Not get rid of it, but replace it. And it's really hard because there's nothing wrong with this. It's got 120-some thousand miles on it, or 122,000 and something on it. Starts up every time. Like there's literally zero issues with this. The only problem is this with me, with my health, and as things have deteriorated over the years, my ability to drive in shorter distances is still going to be about the same. That's going to be regardless. But to go to longer distances, like half hour, 45 minutes, if not longer, when we're on the freeway and dealing with traffic, I get fatigued really, really bad because a lot of my nerves are in my leg. It's on my right leg. It's in the front of my leg. When you lift your foot up to go back and forth between gas and brake, that's all of those fine little muscles in the front of your leg that I have the ability to use, but they're not very strong. It doesn't matter how much I work at it. That's a whole other fun story. But I need radar cruise control. We need radar cruise control because to be safe or be able to go out and experience life, we've limited ourselves on a lot of things because of my health, because of being able to go out. So the reason that we're getting something else and the reason that we're replacing it is more for a health reason, not health that we're going to be better health, but mobility. Just something that, like, we're purchasing this new vehicle. It's going to have 0 miles on it, and we will have had it from birth, essentially, literally off the truck, because we put our deposit down before it even landed here. So it's hard to think about getting rid of this when there's nothing wrong with it. And why didn't we get a new 4Runner? And a 4Runner was very much at the top of the list. I would have got another 4Runner if they put the new motor that they put in the Tundra, or not the Tundra, if they put the new motor in the Tacoma and the 4Runner, and put a transmission that has anything more than 5 gears. I'd go for 6, maybe 8, 10, something more than 5. Because this thing is just, we're going to go from a mid-size SUV to a full-size pickup truck, and we're going to get better fuel economy. That is one complaint. I know that people are going to go, yeah, you got a 4Runner. It's a body-on-frame SUV. It's a brick with wheels underneath of it. I get that 100%. But yes, this was a 2015. But the difference between my 2015 and a 2022 or 2023 or 2024, there's very, very little between my 2015 and a brand new 4Runner that is different. There really is very little different. You can get radar cruise control with them. You can get Apple CarPlay with them. I've added Apple CarPlay to this. I've looked into adding radar cruise control. The amount of money that it would cost versus buying something else that's got 0 miles on it. Not that there's any issues with this, but it is getting up there in age. So getting the suspension's getting tired. It probably needs new struts. Air conditioning probably needs recharge before next season. It's not that it's not cold. It actually still gets cold in here, cold enough that we have to. My wife and stuff, she moves the stuff so she doesn't have the stuff blowing right at her. But there's just some things that it's starting to show its age. And for some people, that this is perfect. There's the next person that owns this 4Runner here personally is literally going to buy something that's got miles on it. It's been used, but that's it. There's nothing wrong with it. The electronics on it are fine. The motor is fine. The transmission is fine. The differentials are fine. The transfer case is fine. The brakes are fine. I put new brakes on it. We did one set. I think we did front brakes, and then we did rear brakes all around. All the brakes. It had brand new brakes on it between the end of last year and beginning of this year. I just put a brand new windshield in it. There's zero regrets about this. It owes me nothing. I have zero complaints. Things that I would want to improve would be like the fuel economy or stuff like that, but that's just going to come with time. And the other thing is just if you buy a brick, don't expect to get Prius fuel economy. I'm not expecting to get Prius fuel economy out of this thing. But in the future, going forward, no, I'm not expecting to get 50 miles a gallon, whatever. But to get into the 20s, that's not unheard of. Low 20s, or even mid 20s, 25, 27 combined. Maybe once you get on the freeway, you're skirting 30. That's not unheard of, especially with the new technology that we have. That we're able to get a lot more power out of a lot smaller place because you're able to get those little tiny little turbo 4-cylinder motors, and they're able to add all of that extra power to it, and you're able to get it with better fuel economy because you're able to, on your freeway, especially on the freeway, you're able to be at not at 2,300 RPM or 2,500 RPM in fifth gear. Once you get on the freeway speed, the 4Runner, you're 75, 80 miles an hour, and I don't. When I get on the I'll do 5 to 10 miles per hour over on regular streets. It's about what I would give when I was a cop, so not being a hypocrite completely. And if it was 2 a.m. and I seen me doing some of the driving that I've driven before, I might have stopped me. And if I got stopped driving like an asshole, then hey, I'm driving like an asshole. So if so I would hope that the 24 4Runner or 25 4Runner, I think the 2025 is when it's supposedly going to get redone. We can't hold off for that long. They announced a couple weeks before we put our deposit down, Toyota announced the LC, and again, we can't hold off for that long. The LC is at the top of the list for a potential contender as our second vehicle. We don't need a second vehicle right now, and what we're trying to do is we're going to get the truck, and we're going to pay it off right away so we can be done with it. But I guess you'd think this video would be a review of me talking about the specifics of but the seats have held up very well. There's 120,000 miles on this, and I'm not 500 pounds, but I'm not a small guy either, and I got plenty of miles in this seat. This thing's been to coast to coast. It's been to Canada and back. I mean, we've gone all over in this thing, and you'd think that I'd have more things to complain about. The biggest one is give me a turbo motor, just so I get a little bit more power, more efficiency, and then an extra gear, if maybe not 3 or more, 5. Give me more gears in my transmission and a turbo motor, and I would be perfectly fine with it if it stayed and looks the exact same thing. Because the awesome part is my 2015 was the second year of this redesign, and And we are now into 2023 into 2024, and my 2015 looks just like a brand new, especially that I've rebuilt and I've done the sorry about that. I've rebuilt the headlights, or I had the headlights built and designed the headlights and all that stuff. So it owes me nothing. My complaints are things that I believe that they're going to improve on, or my complaints are things that you kind of had to be aware, like getting into a big old pickup truck and wanting to have 80 miles per gallon. You just got to be realistic in what you're getting out of the vehicle, and we were very realistic in what we were looking for. We were very realistic in what we wanted, and we were very realistic in what we got. If you're looking for a vehicle, now I haven't been in very many accidents in this particular generation of 4Runner, but I've seen plenty of them. It's a very safe vehicle. If you want a vehicle that has very little maintenance, it's not going to help you out on gas, but you're not going to be bent over and paying maintenance at the wazoo. So yeah, that's my review. We've put 80-some thousand miles on this thing, and it's been amazing. If Toyota made a version of this that had that new motor and transmission into it, I would be looking at that probably, and not the LC. So I'm gonna go check my mail. This is a rather short one. The last one may have been a little bit longer, but again, we did it in the vehicle. We did it in the 4Runner, and I wanted to have a full circle and close this out, because one of the best videos that's on this channel, or on this YouTube channel that's come over the years, one of the best videos, the performing videos, one of the highest views, is my 4Runner review. And that was an early on review, and now owning it, I've got, looking back, no regrets. So if you're thinking about it, on the fence, go ahead and pull the trigger. You won't regret it. I didn't, for sure. So hopefully, well, not hopefully, here in the very near future, we're going to have the introduction to Blueprint.